What's fascinating to me is it's a big leap of faith for all of you to take on this assignment because the director comes to you and says, okay, we're going to shoot this movie and it's going to take 12 years. So what's going to happen is I'm going to need you, once a year for a couple of weeks? How do you know? I mean, that's a big risk that you're all going to still want to be in acting, that kids are going to turn up to be adult good actors, that all of you are going to survive. You know, it's crazy.
I know. When you think about it like that, it sounds crazy. I mean, one of the first times we realized that we were onto something really unique was when we realized that we couldn't sign a contract for it, right? I mean, it's illegal to do something for more than 7 years contractually, right? So the whole thing became an act of faith. But no, I didn't really worry about it. I mean, if I died, I mean, I wouldn't be around to worry about it, right? I mean, so there's that. You know,
that's
right.
Wow, I'm glad chillax is in the dictionary because you are the most chillaxed guy I've ever met. Hey, man, whatever happens, happens.
Well, no, and Richard Linklater said to me, he said, look, if I die, you have to finish it. So there was a kind of, we just hoped for the best.
And it worked out beautifully.
More to the point, the truth is, the really surprising thing, statistically, is that the guys who produced the movie, you know, who financed it, still had their job. Most of those guys, you know, I mean, that guy, he had to hide a couple $100,000 a year for over a decade while we slowly made this movie. And the fact that he didn't get fired for doing such a thing is pretty remarkable.
Yeah, in this town, for someone to last 12 weeks is fantastic.
It is a long time.
There's a lot of parallels between your character and yourself. For example, your character loves Star Wars, and I could tell, it felt like in that scene, I know you have
Did you see a particular light in my eyes?
I've talked to you before, and I know you're a huge Star Wars fanatic, and then there's a part in the movie where your character is talking to his son about Star Wars, and I could tell you're channeling your real passion here. Is that true?
I think so. Well, what people didn't know is I was just actively campaigning to be in the new Star Wars film. You know, I thought if I talked about it passionately and I showed my inner Jedi, you know, on screen, if I could let, you know, the Lucas films or JJ, whoever's in charge.
JJ Abrams now,
Yeah, well, you know, I thought this would be, I knew that I would get to be on your show and that you would ask me about it, and then I could actively campaign for a role in the new Star Wars right now.
Yeah, this is the time to do it. Now, the character you want to play, you told me once, is you want to be a Wookie. Is that right?
I think I did say that, yeah.
You think you did say that? I looked it up. We have, you know what, we actually keep these tapes. No one thinks we do or should, but we keep the tapes, and you said you want to be a Wookie.
Does that mean I'm going to have to audition for a Wookie right now? I mean,
go for it. Let's see your Wookie.
No, don't do that to me. Please.
Wookie's pretty ears. Isn't that all they do?
Yeah, did you just put on a carpet and, you know, walk around?
You put on a carpet and orgasm. That's all you do to be a Wookie.
Yeah, I'm trying to prove to them that I, too, can be a Wookie.
Yeah.
And you could do it with me. We'd be like a comedy duo.
A really tall, stupid Wookie.
Yeah, well, I think
the minute I walked on with my super long legs, whatever, and I'd have red hair coming, I was like, well, people would be like, how did Conan get in this movie and screw it up? You know what's really fun is that there's a part in the movie where I was watching it with my wife last night, and there's a part in the movie where you're called on to skip a rock across a pond. And you pick up a rock and you skip it, and it's an amazing throw and an amazing series of skips, and my wife said out loud, that was really good. And we live in an age of CGI.
I know, right? The movies with apes conquering the universe.
Right.
You know, and your wife was impressed with the skipping rock.
What I'm saying is, you're hearing...
I didn't...
What you say is that I've lowered the bar for my wife to be impressed by much, right?
No, that's not
No, that's exactly what she said. No Wookie for him, JJ. I've been hearing other people comment on it.
Well, the funny thing is I watched the movie with my son, and at that exact same moment, he turned to me, that's cool, Dad. That's cool. You know what I mean? He too was impressed with the skipping rock. But I personally feel like one of the things that makes me so happy about this movie is it's really celebrating ordinary life.
Yes.
And it's something I really believe in, and it makes the fact that your wife would be impressed by that.
Yes.
And we make
movies where people are stopping a meteor using a giant laser, or robots are coming out of the sea.
Exactly.
And here you have this movie that's about real life, and what's fascinating about it is that there's a lot of tension building in the movie here and there, but then very real life treatment of it. Do you know what I mean? Where it's not a movie about extraordinary things happen, but you're riveted the whole time.
Well, you just said it better than I could.